Happy Halloween. So, I have not posted on this channel in okay, so I've posted art stuff on this channel, but it's been a while since I've done anything with my face on it, and I think I actually took down a lot of this stuff with my face on it. But regardless, I'm back for this. I don't know if I'll post again. I'll probably just go back into the abyss after this video goes out. But I wanted to document my progress on going through my Halloween costume that I made this year. Obviously, Halloween's passed. I originally wanted to get this video out by Halloween, but things happened. I got sick. I'm still kind of sick. I don't know if you can hear that. But we've been dealing with things. We did get it done though. If you can see, she is now part of my eternal wall decor, as you can see. But yes, today I'm going to be showing you the process of becoming a mimic from D&D. So I say the process with quotation marks because while I originally planned on detailing the entire process through video, I kind of forgot to record a lot of things. So there's a decent bit recorded, but there is some stuff that's a jump cut and it's hey, how did we get here? What happened? And so I'll try to narrate over the audio description what's going on with that, but for the most part, I think you can kind of tell what I did to get there. Also, if you don't want to hear my whole opening spiel here, then you can go to this time to skip right to the process video and ignore all of this weird, awkward eye contact. I never really post about my Halloween costumes on here, but I have a history of doing very odd or unique costumes based on my eclectic either imagination or the wide variety of fandoms I was into as a child. If you've followed me since I was a young one, you will know what I'm talking about. So, I'm imagining that most of the people here know what a mimic is, but for those who don't know, like my mom and most of my family members who may also watch this video, a mimic is a monster from D&D 5e. It might be in other versions of D&D, I'm not sure. I like D&D, but I'm not the biggest nerd out there about it. Basically, it's a monster that can shapeshift into different objects, and the whole purpose is that it kind of tricks the player characters into thinking, say they're interacting with a treasure chest, and then they go to open the treasure chest wanting gold, and then, it's a monster. It's a monster with a big mouth that can bite and eat you and digest you. And I don't know, I've always had a fascination with mouths and teeth. You can see maybe from some of my other projects, I own a pair of teeth pants. I love monsters and body. I thought of this idea and was just yes, mimics. I love mimics. They're fucking awesome. And because the treasure chest is the most common interpretation I've seen of it, I did a treasure chest look as well. Try to make browns, gold coins and stuff. For reference, before we get into the process, I'm going to put a kind of sketch reference idea that I did for the costume here. It did not turn out exactly like that because time and money were running low because I am a graduate student, college. I had a lot less time than I anticipated, but maybe I'll go back and update it to make it look cooler. Regardless, I think there were a lot of elements that I wanted to include from this drawing in it. Yeah, you'll all just have to wait and see how it turns out. Let's, should I make this joke? Yeah, hold on. This is gonna make so many people cringe, including myself, but I'm trying here. Let's roll for initiative and get started. 17, not bad. Okay, so starting off, I have this sort of circular foam piece that I sketched out a base mouth design on. You can see here I'm trimming the excess foam away. It kind of makes a almost football shape. And then I go in with an X-Acto knife. This probably wasn't the best method to use. As you can see, I'm a little bit like, let's try not to grievously injure myself here. But it did manage to work. I was careful and everything. Maybe don't try this method at home. I'm sure there's a better way, but this is the way I ended up doing it. So yeah, basically just carving out the hollow of the mouth here. It takes a bit long here, so there's some progress. Yeah. This was the start of the project where I recorded the most of the content before things started getting busy, and I was like, I'm just gonna do things. But, yeah. Yeah, you can see that I kind of like cut through the back a few times, but this isn't really going to matter much because I'm also going to lay down some black felt on the backing. So really, it's just trying to get that rough shape in there and then kind of clean it up with other products. Yep, and there's the product, the reveal. Looks like a mouth to me. And then we go on to the tongue. I used the excess foam that I cut out to make the base of the tongue shape. And I also had like 2 flaps coming out at the end. This way I could help like kind of stick it through the mouth and secure it that way. I'm not sure if that really worked out as much as I wanted, but there was an attempt. You can see here I'm switching to scissors because I realized using the X-Acto blade for this was probably a safety hazard waiting to happen. I'm just really trying to smooth out those edges as much as I can. Foam is a lot more difficult to work with than I thought it was going to be. I see people use it for like fursuits and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that. And then I started carving with it and was like, oh, this is very stretchy and doesn't want to do what I'm trying to make it do. But we did manage to make it work. First time working with foam. Really, first time making a costume prop like this at all. Like I used to do cosplay in the past, but I think this is one of my biggest projects I've ever tried to do. Squeeze. And there I'm kind of making the flaps more secure so that way I can stick it through a slit in the back to secure it. And now I'm kind of gonna stick the tongue through there. I glued down some felt. There's the full tongue built up and some teeth I sculpted out of foam clay. Oh god, we're going fast now. Yeah. I used Mod Podge, some paint, fabric glue, more Mod Podge. I just kind of used that to secure it to the base, added some coins there, and then, okay, we're on to the actual day now. You see I got some contacts in. So for this makeup look, I was trying to like use liquid latex to make it look like my skin was like fraying wood. That kind of revealed my eyes and my mouth. I don't know if it quite gave across that impression, but it still came out pretty creepy. So you can see I'm layering some liquid latex around my eyes. At first I was trying to avoid my eyebrows, but then I was kind of like, screw it, and ended up going over them, which made the removal process a bit more painful, but surprisingly, I do still have eyebrows. It didn't tear out all my hair or anything. Also, you can see I'm singing a bit. I was listening to Halloween music. Obviously you can't hear that, but dancing a little bit as I'm listening to that. Yeah. So continuing to use that painting brush to dabble on the liquid latex around my eyes. I'm not sure if I maybe should have used some sort of thing under my eyes to make it easier to remove afterwards, but it was a bit harder to peel up than I anticipated as well. If I did this costume again, I might try a different makeup technique. But yeah, adding some glue to secure the liquid latex around my mouth. At first I was just gonna go around it, but then as I was putting it on, I kind of thought, wait, it'd be cool if I put it like over my lips, so at the end I could kind of open my mouth and have it separate that way. So I ended up just doing that and letting it dry over my closed mouth. And here's me just kind of finishing it up, making sure that there is enough layers to give like a thick skin. And now I'm kind of making it blend in with my skin while also giving it more of a brownish hue to kind of give across that wood look. Testing if the glue is dried yet on my mouth. It's not. Yeah, I think maybe I should have used like some sort of primer or something over the liquid latex to make the eyeshadow and everything stick better, because there was some spots I'm like, this is not going on, and it was really irritating. But we did manage to make it work. Yep, blending, blending, blending. And there's me getting some foundation to try to like blend in the seams of the latex in with my regular skin, because I was kind of noticing you could clearly tell where the latex stopped and my skin began, and I was like, I'm gonna try to make it not be like that. Alright, next we are going to be using a brush to kind of like add more dark wornness around the edges where I'm gonna like be peeling it up. This also wasn't working as well as I hoped, but we did manage to get a bit of pigment on there to give it that kind of aged effect. Also kind of contouring my nose a little bit. And the seam of my mouth. And then the cheekbones a little bit. Now I'm taking some dark brown paint to add a sort of wood grain effect to it, kind of just messily adding like overlapping lines and swirls and stuff. Not sure if it really came across as the wood type of effect I was going for, but I don't know, you can let me know if you think it was an effective way. Adding it to the mouth as well. And then opening up. And you can see it didn't break as well as I wanted it to, so I ended up having to use scissors to clean it out. But yeah, then just kind of using that tear to tear it up into my skin, giving a sort of extended smile look. Tearing the edges a bit. And then I was really struggling to peel it up for my eyes, as I mentioned before, so I tried to use a makeup brush to kind of dig under there to get it started, and then it was a bit painful. You can see me wince a couple times as I'm pulling it up. It's kind of tugging my skin a bit, but we did manage to get it to work. It also got stuck in my eyebrows, obviously, so I kind of was like, leave that alone. Yeah, the other side was really tugging at my skin, as you can see. Anything for the bit. Alright, we're on to the final step of the makeup now. Just applying black paint to the holes I've created to kind of really give that extra dimension look. Yeah, I know probably should have used some sort of sealer after I did this part, because as the day went on, the paint did start to smear and kind of come off, especially around my eyelids. But you know, for the look of the video at least, it looks nice. Honestly, it's kind of giving like a scarecrow look almost, or some sort of creepy doll. Which isn't really what I was going for, but you know, still creepy, so. Dance break, Halloween music. Yeah, so here's where I got a little bit irritated. Some of the liquid latex peeled up past my skin, so when I was doing the paint, I accidentally painted under it and up onto my regular skin, as you can see there. At first I was like, oh, maybe I can leave it, but then I did end up trying to cover it up, and I feel like my process of covering it up did not work as well as I would have liked, and maybe it would have looked better if I had just left it as it is. But regardless, you know, we kind of did what we did. This is my first time even doing the makeup for this piece. If I do it in the future, hopefully be able to perfect it a bit more. Adding the teeth for the final look here, and here we go. D&D Mimic.